Rick, Man United won, West Brom 0, first home win of the season. So always got to be happy with that. But the performance left a lot to be desired for today, and a lot of people saying that we got away with one today.
Yeah, we did get away with one. We should have took chances a bit earlier on. I know West Brom had a couple of chances. Obviously, Marshall should have scored. It's a fine dividing line. The keeper did make a great save. It was a truly fantastic save, but then you can argue he shouldn't give him a chance to make a save. The same goes for Rashford in the second half, doesn't it? When he got the ball on the 6-yard line, and Rashford's was a little bit different in that he controlled it and dummied to shoot. So he's got all the time in the world, whereas Marshall's was a first-time shot. And then, he makes a worldy save from Rashford as well. So we had our chances. We should have scored more. But like you say, it was all about the result. We haven't won a game at Old Trafford. We've got to be thankful for small mercies, haven't we, Flex? You know what I mean? And we've won 2 on the bounce. I mean, I don't know this. I'm just making this up off the top of my head, but I'm assuming it's the first time we've won 2 Premier League games on the bounce. Probably since we beat Villa, Brighton, and Bournemouth, and I can't remember the last.
Sheffield United and that,
yeah. I think it's our 2. So you've got to be thankful for small mercies, and I'm glad they won, and they could have played better. If you're going to start talking about individual players, I know there'll be people probably saying, how did Mata play, Rick, and how did Matic play? But he didn't play any worse than anybody else. Everybody was about the same for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was bad.
I mean, I love Marshall. He couldn't get hold of it in the first half. And it's like a dagger through my heart when he loses it, because I do love him that much. But he just couldn't get in. 2 or 3 times he tried that clever turn that he does, and it often works for him. But he just lost it each time. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'll tell you something else I noticed, Fletch, because we've been arguing and discussing this and discussing it. Van der Beek's a number 10, and I don't know if you noticed this, but they took Mata off and they switched Rashford to the right.
Yeah, he did.
They took Rashford off, they took Van der Beek to the right. But you spot what happened next? Van der Beek was drifting in field that much that Bruno ended up playing on the right, and Van der Beek number 10. You know what I mean? That is where he plays, and it's where there was one ball. I saw McTominay get it in the right back, sort of a right back spot, but only 15 yards inside United's half. And he tried to pass in field, and Van der Beek and Bruno were both going for the same ball, both coming back towards the ball from a number 9 stroke number 10 position, like a number 10 does. They're competing for the same space on the field. I've said it till I'm blue in the face. He needs to give him a run at number 10, but he doesn't want to take Bruno off. You know what I mean?
No, he doesn't. And
so Bruno ended up playing on the right, and I'll have to look at this again. Obviously, it's only just finished the game. I noticed one incident, because I don't think Bruno's happy there. I noticed it only a couple of minutes before the end, in injury time. They've got the ball on their right flank, and the camera angle was showing the whole pitch. And I saw Bruno on the right, and the left back ran forward. Now, look, I'm not saying this to have a go at Bruno. I'm pointing out the importance of players doing the job the way you want them to do the job, and the way they're enthusiastic about doing that job. And I saw Bruno point to Wan-Bissaka. Now, at the end of the game, I know it didn't matter. Nothing happened, but something could have happened. If you think back to Brighton, they whipped the ball in from the right flank, and somebody came in from the left flank.
March kept coming in from that side.
Equaliser. So I saw Bruno wave to Wan-Bissaka, watch him. So the kid that Bruno was supposed to have, because he was playing on the right at that point, was right out on the left touchline. You don't want to be telling your fullback to watch him. Your fullback needs to be tucked in. We need as many people in the box as possible with a minute to go, 1-0 up, and they've got the ball on that flank. So it's a player, again, playing in a position who's not really happy doing the job the way it should be done. Do you know what I mean?
But the level of criticism that you have there for the individuals and how they've dealt with the incident that you're saying, are you looking at the manager as well, though? Because you spoke a lot just there about square pegs basically in round holes, and not playing the right players in the right position, and players kind of being a bit ill-disciplined positionally. Yeah. Does Solskjaer need to look at that? Because the way that the players have, the way we've set up today, yes, you can look at the chances we could have scored, which takes the game away from West Brom, but tactically, the way we set up today and how we implemented our formation, and was it there for you today?
No, it didn't work.
Well, in general,
too many players had off days for me, and we played better than that at Goodison. Look, the first, I want to watch it again, Flex. I always say this to you, but my memory of it is the first 20 minutes to 30 minutes. I thought we didn't do too bad. We knocked the ball around pretty sweet.
Average. We're just okay.
Okay for 20 minutes or so, but it just went completely pear-shaped. I thought, look, Matic gave the ball away cheap a few times, but I thought
he didn't play well.
I thought Fred, they just ran past him like he wasn't there at times. And I bet a lot of people were surprised. I wasn't surprised it was Fred who came off for McTominay.
I don't know. I thought Matic, I thought played poorly, really poor. I thought Fred, like you said, I think they were just all.
There's not much to choose. There's not much to choose.
Exactly. But saying that, Bruno, it's weird how you talk about moments because Bruno was as bad as everyone else. But actually, in the first, when did we get that chance that Martial scored probably about 15?
Bruno,
yeah. Bruno sets him in, perfect weight. Martial, here you go, finish your dinner, mate. Bruno should be sitting there on assist. We should be 1-0 up, which completely changes the game. But from there, I mean, then the penalty incident happens. And I think Bruno's lucky because for me, in the context of how they're giving the penalties now with the VAR, okay, cool. It's probably not a pen because of the way if your shoelace makes contact with the ball, it means you've made contact. But football's broken. Football's broken for me. Like I just want to see a normal game of football. And I felt like, even as a United fan, okay, we benefited from that, but I kind of felt like I just felt really flat. And then we get the penalty for the handball, and I'm like, it's just not really a pen. Then, okay, fair enough to the rules. The keeper is off the line. That's the rules. I get it. It just felt shit. It did. Even though we scored, and I'm happy we won, but
it felt like you was robbing them, didn't it?
It did, and I don't want to win games. I know people will say we support Man United, we get the 3 points, we don't care who we hurt in the process. You got to be ruthless. I get that, but come on, man, football.
We just want to play better. I want to play better.
And then West Brom went on to hit the bar.
Look, I was over the moon that he gave us the pen. I was over the moon that he let us take it twice. But
exactly.
I know what you mean. It felt like,
I don't really like the feeling of that. I want to enjoy it. And then West Brom go on to hit the bar. We're still not in control. Then I think is he their left back or their left winger? Has a good left-footed shot across the goal. De Gea, good save. West Brom were in this game. And I think that's the thing I'm struggling with. Yes, the positive is that we've won the game. But if we get carried away, we might just forget that it's masking a lot of what's wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. It's just not good enough, and I don't know where. Look. We played okay at Everton. Why it's gone so wrong today? Did we miss McTominay? Everybody slags McTominay off. I thought he looked good when he came on. Did we miss McTominay? McTominay might be. I always say we've got to play 2 of the 3. I think McTominay might be the pick of the 3 at the minute. People will say to me, "Oh, you're saying that about Matic," but people have been saying Pogba has not been fit for weeks. They've been saying that, haven't they? I didn't think Matic looked fit today. But then again, is he 31 now? 32? He needs to be regular to be fit. Do you think?
Yeah. But at the same time, like you said, he can't play every game.
He can't play every game. He needs to play some games. 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there's no good. He's not going to remain match fit, is it?
Yeah, I mean, look, we have kept. It's really weird because we've kept a clean sheet and won a game at home, but it just feels really flat. But in terms of going forward, I know you're saying basically small gains, small wins. Be happy that we just won the game. Can you see us starting to build anything? I know you can't take too much from that specific performance, but City lost today. I haven't looked at the table, but I think that brings us ahead of them or whatever. But do you think we can go on a little bit of a run?
I think he must have been quite impressed by Cavani when he came on, and I think there's a chance here that we might see Cavani at 9, and he switched Martial to the left, he switched Rashford to the right, then he took Rashford off. He must realise that. By the way, I mean, Marcus Rashford, he's hardly involved in the. He had one good shot, didn't he? He had a good shot, and he also had that chance as well that he should have scored. But it's just
and he was involved in the chance where we should have scored where Martial, because he's played.
To be fair, they might be going a bit over the top.
To be fair, the 3 main moments in the game, he kind of was involved. But overall, I get what he's saying. There's just not really a lot.
He hardly. I don't see him. He's supposed to be a winger, and I don't see him going past the man. And then other people will say, "Oh, you don't see Juan Mata going past the man," but Mata's a different style of player. He comes in field, passes it, gets it, gives it. Do you know what I mean? Mata did almost make the chance where Bruno got the ball over, and he was
great ball. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they're a different style of player. But Rashford's supposed to be pacey. I never see him go past the full back and whip a crossover ever.
No, he can't. He doesn't really possess. I don't want to be. Not that he doesn't possess that ability, but again, that's just not his game. His game is to come in field.
Someone who's supposed to be rapid, and his game is to get hold of the ball and pass it simple all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not really him.
But
when Cavani came on, though,
that's what I was going to say.
Wasteful.
I was dead interested. That because you know what, you know my feelings about Marshall. Up until Cavani signed, and he might have competition now. In my opinion, he's our best number 9, but he's also our best number 11. I've got no doubt in my mind. Now that Cavani's there, and today it's ended up happening for 20 minutes, and Marshall looked more comfortable. And I've got to say that I'm always listening intently to what the commentators are saying. And Glenn Hoddle was basically slagging Marshall off through the 70 minutes that he was at number 9. Oh, he's got to be sharper there.
Yeah.
You heard it. He said he needs to look at Cavani now. Cavani's on. But then in the last 20 minutes, 3 or 4 times, Glenn Hoddle said, "Oh, that's brilliant by Marshall. Oh, that's brilliant." Yeah. You know, on the left wing, he's brilliant. You know what I mean? And Glenn Hoddle thought that, and he could, you know, and
maybe thought the balance was better because you got a proper number 9 up front, as they say,
proper number 9 and a decent left winger.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I was worried going into this game that actually Ollie would, you know, how Marcus was taken out of the international team because of the shoulder injury. I was worried that instead of just resting Marcus and leaving him on the bench and playing Martial at left wing and Cavani up front, he'd play Rashford at, say, 75% because he loves Rashford, doesn't he? He loves Marcus, so he always plays him, always reluctant to take him off. And I wouldn't go as far as to say Marcus wasn't ready, he wasn't fit, because, like I said, everybody kind of played poorly. But that was a worry, and I just think now maybe going forward, is he going to stick maybe Marcus on the right and try and get Cavani in? Because Cavani looks like he just needs a bit of a run of games. He got into decent positions today, was kind of wasteful. I thought he gave the ball away quite a lot, made some bad decisions, missed kind of like an air shot of his left foot where he probably should have tucked that away. Tried a few passes where they just weren't there. He was in the right positions because he's got the brain for it, but he just didn't.
He won a couple of balls back in front of the back. The coaching staff would have been over the moon with him with 3 or 4 minutes to go, with only 1 up, and he worked his socks off to a ball got headed out of our back 4, you know, in our own half, and he got in front of the centre back, killed it dead, and I think he rolled it back to Tellez. Do you know what I mean? There are important jobs for a number 9 to do. I know everybody thinks you've got to, look, of course you've got to score goals. If you can score goals, it's fantastic. But at the end of the day, it's about winning games, and you've got other jobs to do in the game. And he did plenty of things right, you know what I mean? And that was an important job. Look, you just never know in a game. He got in front of his centre-back then. He won the ball, rolled it back to Tellez under extreme pressure. If he wouldn't have been in front of him, which we've got other players, I won't name names, who wouldn't have been in front of him and who wouldn't want that ball, you just never know if that's that moment that they get that equalising goal. Do you know what I mean? You just never know. It's a fantastic piece of defensive play by him from centre forward.
Did you see anything from Alex Tellez today to give you any bit of excitement?
All right. No, straight away, I would say he's not as good as Luke Shaw. Straight away.
From today?
Yeah. Straight away, I'd say.
What is it on the eye?
If you go and watch a player and you've got to make your mind up about a player, you'd obviously want to go and watch him a few times, Flex. But you're going to start forming your opinion from the
already.
You know, so I watched him against PSG. I was well impressed. I've watched him today in a different type of game where we're trying to get forward. Everybody talks about our lack of creativity from the fullback area. I didn't see it as much different, really. Yeah, didn't see it.
Is that because the team playing the way the team was playing wasn't well today? A lot, like you said, a lot of players having off days.
A lot of players had off days. You know, it could be that. It could be. You know, you do play better. Obviously, it's easier to play better when the team's playing well. He didn't do much wrong, but I'm not going to go overboard and say, get him in the team when Luke Shaw's fit either. You know,
but at the moment, it's
okay. It was just okay, nothing more.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's probably a good time for him because he's had a stop-start because of the COVID and stuff like that. And then I think he was injured when he came. Then now Luke Shaw's injured. He's going to get at least 4 to 5 games, isn't he? He's going to get a little run of games.
Yeah, I would have thought
so. Was there a man in the match today, Rick?
The
ref? VAR?
VAR, yeah.
Because we got away with one. The crossbar maybe was man of the match. De Gea?
Yeah, we got away with it. We got away with it, didn't we? What about Van der Beek for his 20 minutes? I'd probably give it Van der Beek.
Oh, mate!
I'll tell you what, he was proper lively. He won a couple of good balls. The lad I was watching it, we'd started laughing. He'd only been on the pitch 5 minutes. He won a ball and passed a lovely 5-yard pass to Wan-Bissaka, who was on the touchline. Wan-Bissaka tried to return it to him down the line, and it more or less went in the crowd. You know what I mean?
Wan-Bissaka for you, innit? With the feet is just it's not a. But then why? I can ask you this then: should I know Matt is your guy, and you think he's a great player where he looks after the ball, and I know you're a big fan of Van der Beek. Are you surprised that Ollie's not giving Van der Beek a try in that position?
I've just said to you, he did today for 10 minutes. He didn't stay there. He didn't stay there. He went and he literally went and. I'm sure it wasn't Flex. I'll tell you, I'm not just sure. I'm 99.999% sure that this was not discussed and he wasn't told to do this. He definitely come on and played on the right. It was a straight swap for Matt.
He did. Yeah, he did.
A little bit by little bit, he just edged into the middle, and he ended up playing at number 10. This wasn't pre-arranged, and I think this must have come from the line, the lads on the line. They must have spoke to each other and said, look, they're on top of each other there. You better tell Bruno to come out here.
Yeah, someone get out there.
We need someone out here. So Bruno ended up out there because Van der Beek just wouldn't stay out there. And, you know, so no.
Then a proper ringer. So basically a no then, yeah. So we're going...
The best one to play in that position for us is still Juan Mata. I don't care what anyone says. By the way, we make all these subs and everybody thinks, wow, we make... Don't forget, it was 1-0 when Mata went off. You know what I mean? He's not played many games. It was 3-1 when he went off at Newcastle. It was 2-1 when he went off at Goodison. It was 1-0 when he went off today. It was 0-0 when he went off at Chelsea. You know, we're not. When we take Juan Mata off, we ain't doing any better.
We don't seem to be doing much better in any department right now. So you're going with Van der Beek as man of the match, yeah?
Yeah. It's a bit of tongue in cheek, but he certainly didn't do anything. Well, I was about to say he didn't do anything wrong, but he went and played in a position he wasn't playing in.
Oh my God, Rick, killing me. All right, mate, nice one. We go again Tuesday night, is it? Or was it Wednesday night? I forgot.
Tuesday night, yeah.
Tuesday night against Istanbul. Hopefully, we get another home win.
We got
to beat them. Yeah, because then you got Leipzig and PSG coming up after that. So if you don't get the right result there, it could be
1 point will probably do us after that, so long as we win Tuesday.
Nice one, Rick. I'll see you then, mate.
Nice one, Flex. All the best, mate.
Cheers, mate.